I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Snellings.
Present.
Ferris.
Here.
Behrens.
Here.
Keating.
Here.
Bikeman.
Present.
Schrader.
Present.
Fromm.
Here.
Brackey.
Present.
8-0, we have a quorum.
Thank you. First up, we have in front of you or in your emails a resolution 2024-21 about adopting the housing needs analysis. If we want to discuss that tonight, we need to add that to the agenda. That's number 8.
I'd like to make a motion to add the housing needs analysis as item number 8 on the business discussion tonight.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
8-0.
Thank you. All right, first up, we have public comments. If anybody would like to come forward and speak.
Hey, you going back up?
Oh, thank you. I jumped approval of minutes. First, we have some approval of minutes. First was the special meeting, August 22nd, 2024.
Move to approve special meeting, August 22nd, 2024 is written.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
8-0.
Next up, we have the minutes of regular meeting, August 26th, 2024.
Move to approve the regular minutes from August 26, 2024.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
8-0.
Thank you. And now, public comments. If anyone would like to come forward and discuss anything with the council, please give your name, address, and ward.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Mickey?
I'm Mickey Schmitz. I'm in Ward 2. I live at 304 North 14th Street here in Marysville. I'm here to complain. This is the first time I've been to the city council about this, but 6 times in the last 2 years I've complained about a property in my neighborhood at 1411 Alston Street. It's a dump is what it is. If you've been by there, you know what I'm talking about. There's 2 old cars in the back that haven't been moved in months. There's appliances, furniture, trash, other junk. Most of the time, the weeds in the very back on the alley side are close to being 6 foot tall. They have mowed the grass recently, which was a half-hearted attempt. It's usually about knee-high, the grass. I've knocked on their door before. They know who I am. They're not going to talk to me because of their situation. Their dog bit me a couple of years ago. So again, 6 times I've been to the city hall here to file a complaint. Nothing seems to be getting done. I'd like for somebody to step forward and do something. I don't know if this is correct. I'm told there isn't a city compliance officer at this time, so I understand that. But nobody here wants this in their backyard, and it's an eyesore. You know, my grandkids come over. I worry about snakes, rats, mice. You can guess what could come out of the junk that's in the backyard of this house. It's in the front yard too. The front porch looks like something down at the landfill. Mosquitoes are probably a haven over there. I'm sure there's some, in that appliance or something, there's probably pools of water holding mosquito larvae. So anyway, by my count, this is number 7. I appealed to the city about the property there at 1411 Alston Street. So.
Is that address on our nuisance list?
Yes, it is. It looks like it has been inspected at the end of July, and they have been sent a letter. So I'll follow up with Will to see where it's at in the process.
If they don't remediate it, what's the timeline for the next step?
They bring a resolution
Yeah.
to you guys in then 30 days.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. It's been a mess for a while.
But
Yeah. You might explain that a little bit more publicly, that it's on the list.
Yeah, it is on the list, but there's a lot of places on the list. This one I do know has been a problem for a while. Seems to be, maybe it improves a little every once in a while, but it never gets cleaned up.
If it does, I think the only thing they improve on is the mowing. it's not good down there. Like I said, I've tried knocking on the door and trying to talk to them. Again, they know who I am, so they're not gonna answer their door.
And it's a
So-
corner lot, so you can
Yes.
kind of see it all the way around.
Yeah.
How far into the process is the nuisance?
I'd say it's,
If it was at the end
Yeah.
of July, then they probably was mowing. I don't know if there was a weed notice and a nuisance
so there
or
was
not.
overgrown grass and weeds, trash, scrap, and
Yeah,
vehicles.
so it was all of it.
So when was the first time it appeared on the list?
The inspection date was end of July.
So we don't have any record of previous inspections.
Not on this. Yes.
The vehicles
Other
back?
years, I know there have been, and I don't know if the vehicles are tagged or not. Because if they're tagged, there isn't anything we can do about them. If they're
Well,
legal.
I don't know if there's tags on them or not, but I know they haven't been moved in absolute months, and there's trash piling up in the back of the pickup that's sitting there. I'm sure that's
That's not.
real safe to everybody around, so I'd just like somebody to take the lead and do something about it, please.
From your house, is this to the north?
Northeast.
Down the end of
See
the
it from the
alley.
Knights of Columbus Hall.
Patty corner from the Knipes.
Her parents used to live there, and they didn't do a fantastic job, but it looked 90% better than it does now, back then, so.
All right, well, we'll keep following up on it. If we need to, we'll create a resolution and go remediate it ourselves.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mickey.
All right, does anybody else here to come forward? Seeing none, we will move on to business and discussion. First up, we have the MHS Homecoming Parade request.
Move to approve request.
Second.
Okay, it's moved and seconded
That you caught?
to approve the homecoming request.
Wasn't watching, sorry.
I don't know whether they watch this later or not, but I do like it when they come and ask in person, because they have historically sometimes asked in person, and it's a good experience for our youth. I'll have to impress that to school administration the next time I talk to them.
They
But
might,
Give you a detailed.
yes,
They really did.
they might be at the JV game going on right now to
Right.
support them.
yes,
Not
and that's
trying to-
totally true.
But
It's
I
nice,
agree with you.
it's nice to have that
It is
interaction.
a representative.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
8-0.
Thank you. Next, we have the MHS Bonfire and Pep Rally at the Lakeview Sports Complex. Chief Simpson? Sorry to call you, I know you're not here for this, but have they been in contact with you at all so far?
Very minimal. I know they talked to the fire department quite a bit more than us.
Okay.
Has it always been at the
Never.
Lakeview?
Never.
That's what I
Well,
thought.
I thought there was
was one
one
there.
several years
Well,
ago.
they tried when Jamie was in high school, Jamie Rose.
Because it was up there at the, in the,
The dorm, UP dorm parking lot.
Yeah.
That's where.
That's where it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I remember being there several years ago. I don't know how many years ago now, but
I don't.
Like I said, I think Jamie was a cheerleader.
That many years ago.
I mean, the fire department is very, conveniently located to there.
In the parking lot there?
Up on the
Because
top.
it's got a good base and then keep it away from anything flammable in
Is
there.
the,
So is that where it's up top?
Yep.
Yeah.
is the concrete still there from the old?
There is still concrete there, but I don't know that the whole thing is concreted. I don't really know what the subsurface is.
Do they burn pallets and stuff, or?
I don't remember the last time. It might have been a
think it
mix
would
of
be
scrap
wood.
lumber and maybe some tree cuttings, Chief.
Yeah, if they're not supposed to burn any pallets due to the nails
Right.
sticking
Yeah,
out of it or
that's-
any of the others, so it's not supposed to be any.
And our guys
That's
did
why I
ask
was
that,
asking, yeah.
that they not do that, you're right.
I think it can be construction lumber, but clean construction lumber, like scrap
That's why I
lumber.
was asking. I didn't
Yeah.
know. But they typically clean it all up and.
Yeah, I remember last time it was cleaned, however long ago that was, it was cleaned up in a timely manner, because I was surprised a week or two later, you really couldn't much tell where it was, so.
And it is just students,
Yeah. 9
not
through 12.
parents, not,
It's students and teachers, right?
yes, that is correct.
Students
So
and
you're not
teachers
going to
and-
worry
Yeah,
about it
with
turning
not just
into a
kids.
kegger or anything.
Absolutely.
Faculty?
Move to approve request.
Second.
Okay, it's moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
8-0.
Thank you. Next up, we have the Eagle Scout project for swim team storage. I believe we have some speakers, or a speaker here about that.
Hello, my name is Michael Pilsel. On the meeting of July 22nd, I stated I am a Life Scout working on my Eagle. I would like to construct a storage facility for the Marysville Aquatic Center. Since that meeting, I've met with the Parks and Rec Committee and a construction company, and I have estimated the price for a block building to match the pool house. It was decided by the Parks and Rec and the construction company that it should be located behind the boards on the northeast side in the corner inside the fence. The building would be approximately 20 feet by 15 and would be about $40,000. Are there any further questions?
My one question is, do you have some labor other than yourself that is going to help with this project?
Yes, I have talked to the pool manager and assistant manager and a lot of the lifeguards and people in FFA are asking it to help with this project for service hours for a National Honor Society.
And would there be any utilities inside of this structure? Water, lights?
Yeah, there would be, there would have to be a sort of drainage system, which I plan to have the floor to go in towards the middle, where I would have a middle draining canal, and that to go on the south side, which there is a drain.
But there's no running water or electricity
There
to
will
the
be.
building.
If I remember correctly from the meeting, we discussed that there wouldn't be any utility.
Right. There wouldn't be any need for it.
Yeah.
And this is on a slab construction, so.
Yes.
Yep.
It's going in that grassy area that they were talking about?
Yeah.
Yes, in the grassy area inside the fence.
Right next to the
Right.
sidewalk.
But conveniently, easy to access, conveniently located to the pool, pretty easy to access from the gate to bring materials in as well, so they don't have to be brought across the pool, much pool infrastructure.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the Eagle Scout project swim team storage shed by Mr. Fizzle.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion?
Can we have them coordinate with Dome once in a while, just to,
Yeah, I think that's a good idea to make sure city staff, I think so far it's been pretty good to work in connection with city staff, so let's keep that going. That'd be great.
Yes.
Okay?
Did they ever get anybody down there to check if there was utilities marked where he's building?
You'll have to request.
Do
They'll have
a
to-
one call.
One
Yeah.
call.
Yeah, dig safe for sure.
I don't think there is, but better safe than sorry.
I watched that Dig commercial one time.
Okay, is there any further discussion?
Sounds like a great thing to do. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thank you.
Thank
you.
All right, next up we have the police vehicle request for 2025. Chief.
Hi, good evening. I'll try to be brief to respect your time. Since COVID, we've faced two issues. One is going to be supply and two is going to be inflation. And so when we've tried to order vehicles in the past, it's normally 125 to 150 day delivery turnaround. And secondly, from the time we budget for it to the time we actually get it next year, inflation shoots up and then we're always behind the curve. Last year was our first year of requesting it ahead of time. It worked out very well. We received the vehicle in approximately the third week of January, so it worked out exceptionally well for us. So we requested bids from 4 different vendors this year. We went to Nordis Motors. They quoted us approximately $56,000 for a 2025 Chevy SUV. We spoke with Honeyman Ford. They didn't have any fleet vehicle ordering at this time, but quoted us at $49,517 for 2025 Explorer. Neemhall Valley Motors 2025 Dodge Durango for $42,285, and then we explored Kansas Highway Patrol contracts and looked at a Ford F-150 in the amount of $46,510. Ultimately, based on price and officer selection, We are here tonight to request to be able to pre-order a 2025 Dodge Durango from Nemaha Valley Motors of Seneca in the amount of $42,285.
Does that match the current vehicles we currently have?
Yes, sir. Matches the last four that we've bought exactly.
You said that's also kind of officer preference. They're familiar
It is.
with what we have and they like how it's performed
Yeah,
so far.
6 of our 7 officers would prefer the Dodge Durango. We have one a little bit larger officer who would prefer a pickup truck. But yeah, 6 of 7 officers would prefer the Dodge Durango.
The money's a lot cheaper too.
And it happens to be the cheapest, which never happens.
Never.
So,
One question I have, it wasn't last year, the year before, we talked about, are we going to brand our vehicles somewhat?
yes, sir.
Instead of having them all, and it's several people brought it up to me, instead of having them all unmarked, are we gonna brand them? Because I personally, I think it shows people that the presence is there throughout the day instead of not having that presence there.
Yeah, so the majority of our vehicles are marked. We have 2 right now that are unmarked. So 1 is mine, and then 2 is the investigative lieutenant's vehicle. That one we were awarded on a grant that specifically said it would be unmarked. Now, after that grant ends in June or July of next year, we could mark it at that time, but that was awarded on a grant for investigatory purposes.
So we only have 2 Durangos that are unmarked?
No, sir,
No,
we have
one
one Durango that's unmarked, and then we have my truck, which is unmarked.
Okay, all right, that's
So yes,
my question.
6 out of our 8 vehicles are marked.
And that investigative one, it's not doing patrol and pullovers, is it?
No, not very often.
It's
Yep.
just on.
And you can tell it's a police car. I mean, it has a
Oh,
big
yeah.
push
Oh,
bumper on the
yeah.
front, lights. I mean, people know exactly what it is. It just doesn't have the
It was
decals.
just brought up to me, so I had
Nope,
to.
no, I'm happy to answer the question, absolutely. So,
Move to approve the request for the 2025 Dodge Durango from Nemaha Valley Motors, $42,285.
Second.
Okay, so move it in second to approve the vehicle pre-order. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
thank you.
Thanks, Chief.
Thanks, Chief.
Okay, next up, we have Resolution 2024-20, extension of premises for 718 Broadway on 1011 and 1012.
I have a question. How far does this actually go out into the street? I know it says 10 foot, but I didn't take a tape measure out and measure from the curb to see how far out this would be. Like,
I
are we
think it goes-
blocking one way of traffic on a Saturday
No,
night?
no,
No,
it's
it's
just a parking
basically- yeah.
spot.
To the end of the parking spots? That's what I was wondering, okay.
that'd
I'll
be
move to
about 10
approve that
foot.
resolution then.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve the resolution. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, next up, we have the ordinance 1931, camping amending length of stay. This is for the city park.
What created this resolution? Or
Yes.
the inception of it?
Yes.
Well, actually, both of them, this one and the next one.
So currently it says you cannot stay 5 consecutive days within 30 days inside of city park camping.
More than 5.
And the word consecutive means that you could camp 4, leave for a day, come back 4, and so that almost creates more of like living in the park, and I don't think that was the intent behind the original creation of the ordinance. I believe it was more come enjoy your stay for quite a bit of time, 5 days, and then come back next month. So
Do we have a lot of that going on right now?
It was suggested by the prosecuting attorney to change that word.
It
And then
happens.
Aaron agreed that was confusing. So, yes.
So we have had some people who have had issues with their houses and have chosen that living in the park would be a little bit easier at that time instead. So, right now they do stay there 4 days, leave, then come back for 4 days.
Is there any, that goes for campers as well?
Yeah, all types of camping.
So if a camper, say, comes and they want to stay for more than 5 days, is there even an option?
There
Can they
is a way
pay?
that they can get special approval, and that's by coming into City Hall. and talking with the city clerk, that is written into the ordinance.
We don't want to compete with
Yeah.
our park. If
We don't want to
That's
compete
why
with the
I didn't know if
hotels
someone-
and with,
I just didn't
yeah.
know if someone was coming to visit family for a week. and
It's
I
not
didn't
like
know
we're
if
keeping
they
an
had
eye,
that
most of the time,
7 days,
it
we probably
takes
wouldn't
quite a bit of
notice.
time before we're like, oh, they have been there for a while. Like this last one was there for 2 weeks before we're like, oh, they've been there
Grass died into the
for
tank.
So the
quite some
option
time.
for special approval is still an option?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, we're not, that's not going away.
Mm-hmm, and
All it did was
it's not
remove
like
the
we're, you know, checking every week to see if the same tag is there, you know? But as long
Right,
as,
I mean, I understand the reason for this, I just don't wanna make it to where if someone's actually using it the way it
Mhm.
was intended, that they don't have that opportunity anymore.
It's surprising to me how many times you go down there and there's not room. I mean, so it's
That is
also to help
always
preserve,
happening.
because we do want people to come and go. I mean, the more people, the better, so, yeah.
So as a point of discussion on ordinance 1932, explain that one a little bit more. Just so we can get the discussion point out of the way and then
yeah, so this
move
one
on
is more
to-
for people that are staying inside of their campers or in a tent in somebody else's lawn, like a friend, and staying there, living in the camper or in the tent on somebody's lawn, on the road.
On the street,
Yep,
or having
yep.
people live in some campers.
So,
But if I,
Yes. In town.
so if I park a camper in my yard and hook up my sewer and water, electrical, is that the intent of the ordinance to say, no, you can't do
Cannot
that?
And we already have ordinance that says you can't do it.
Okay,
It has to be in a trailer park.
okay, that's, I just wanna make sure the public is clear about that.
Right, because we.
Cause I know there's a few,
Exactly,
places
and we're
that are-
starting to have more issues with that people
Yeah.
are, well, my kid needs a place to live, so I'll just put this camper on the street or in my backyard, and that's not what, then they have an
it's
accessory
really
building.
once we see
You can
them
park a
hook.
camper on your property if you own it and store it there.
It's really
Absolutely.
once we see that it's being hooked up and
Just
stuff,
can't
that
be used
it
as
kinda
a
shows
living-
that somebody's
Living,
living.
sleeping,
yeah.
that
Right.
kind of a thing. Can't live in it.
And then it would still be the burden of proof on us to prove that they're
No,
living
no, I
there.
get that, so, and I'm just asking these questions because I can hear them coming right now. So let's say you have people, you know, you have a 2-bedroom house, you have kids, you don't have any spare rooms, you have family coming to stay for a week. They cannot
Live in a
stay in that camper that's hooked up to water and electricity.
The park, they can stay there for 5 days.
I'm just,
And
No,
you
yeah,
won't
yeah.
have a sewer
Um,
that you can hook to that I can figure out. How are you gonna tap into a sewer?
I mean, I have cleanouts, I can put one in mine, honestly. A lot of people have cleanouts, that's why I'm asking, I just hear the questions coming now, so.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just wanna make sure it's out there.
No, it's better to clarify it.
so no
now.
Griswold family reunion.
I mean, it makes sense, we don't want the city to become a homeless squalor like California.
And it's kind of happening in a lot of little towns. I mean, a lot of city clerks are trying to get this done because especially if you live close to if you're close to Wichita or some of those places that have places for people to work and have no housing, then that's what they're doing is moving.
So
the campers.
there's the question, what drove the two ordinance? Was it people individually in town, or was it through the city clerks association,
It was
or?
people in town complaining about people living in campers.
And it
Okay.
is two separate things that just happen to sound the same.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay, well,
yeah.
that's my question I had, is what drove the creation of the ordinance?
No, we've been talking
Because
about,
there
the-
were some people complaining to us about people living in campers in their
Okay,
neighbors.
we've been talking about the camping in the park for,
I think I brought
since
it up
I've been
too.
I know
here.
that's big,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mentioned that maybe there was one.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, you weren't the only one who mentioned that maybe there was one.
And
There's several.
kind of recently been brought to my attention of another.
Yeah, and so we're starting to hear it. We were afraid with mortgages maybe getting into trouble that we'd see some more of it.
And just so the public knows, there are avenues out there
Mhm.
that you can contact to get help with rent or a place to stay. You don't have to resort to living in a camper or staying in a tent in a park. There are avenues here in town where you can go and get help with those things, just so the public's aware.
well, and there are campsites that you can pay for,
Absolutely. Sure, right.
Sure.
so.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. So these have all been read and approved by the city attorney and all that, it's all good to go.
Yeah, yeah. If there's
But
more
we're just voting
discussion,
on-
or if anything needs to be changed, then I do think that we should move it off to a committee, but if it looks good
Do
today,
you see
then
anything in there?
So we lump this together in one?
No.
because of the-
No, there's two different ones.
Gonna take the
Thanks.
work, have to do the work
All right,
for
I'll
it.
move to approve ordinance number 1931.
Second.
Okay, it's moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? Roll call?
Snellings,
Yes.
Ferris,
Yes.
Barron's,
Yes.
Keating,
Yes.
Spikeman,
Yes.
Schrader,
Yes.
Braun,
Yes.
Brackey.
Yes.
Cato,
Thank you. Next, we have ordinance 1932.
I'll move to approve ordinance 1932.
Second.
Okay, it's moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Nope.
Oh.
No. Roll call.
Boys ahead.
everybody's awake.
That's good.
Lord, Snellings,
Yes.
Ferris,
Yes.
Barron's,
Yes.
Keating,
Yes.
Spikeman, Schrader,
Yes.
Braun,
Yes.
and Brackey.
Yes.
Cato.
Thank you. All right, now we have resolution 2024-21.
I have one question.
Sure.
I know we already approved, but on that it says repeat offenders may face increased penalties. Is there a breakout where people can see how high they can get it?
On which one it says?
On 1932, section 2, last sentence.
I think that's kind of fluid, the way I
Well,
read
it
it.
says it's $50 up to $250 a day, so it increases as it goes.
But so
And there's
repeat offenders
discretion.
may face increased penalties.
Right,
after
from
that.
$50 up to $250.
not more
So-
than 250.
Not more
though.
Right, not
Yeah,
more,
okay.
I'm sorry, yeah, yeah.
That, just clarify.
I
Thank
missed
you.
the
That's
question.
it, sorry. Donezo.
All right, in your emails, you got the housing needs analysis that Tyler Holloman has completed, and we have added this to the agenda, and so we can move this process, keep this process moving along.
Hey Lori, can you
Yep.
give that copy to Chris?
Chris, yeah.
I finally got it in my email. It took a long time.
It took me a while to send it.
Knowing that we can have a discussion afterwards, I'd like to move forward with approving the housing and needs analysis required by Frontier Property Management for the development of the Kester House commercial block.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. What kind of discussion is there on this analysis?
You know, it is a formality, but it kind of opens your eyes when you read it.
Right, yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Where,
I know it's kind of sad though that only 108 people did it.
yeah.
Oh, really?
It was very quick, the
I know, but,
108
you know,
that
like,
did do it.
didn't take long
Yeah.
to fill out, but when you just
Yeah.
see that only 108 people filled that survey out.
Mhm.
Was it all
What-
online?
Yeah, yeah, Wayne was the
Somebody
main
that wasn't online
facilitator, so.
Wouldn't have
This,
filled it
this
out.
was a requirement for some type of funding, or?
From,
For the
For-
FTG stuff, yeah.
for the MA.
For the MIH, for the
MIH.
CDBG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
So-
it's really a formality that they go through, but it does open your eyes. of-
Good, it's good data for us to have,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is this gonna be made available?
We'll put it on the website,
Okay.
yeah.
And Chris got it for the paper.
I'd abridge it a little, Chris.
Yeah.
Maybe a special insert.
Yeah, that's gonna take a lot of pages, I think.
Not quite as bad as that water study.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
I don't see any reason we shouldn't adopt it, but I haven't had a chance to really digest it very much, to be fair.
So we've made a motion and a second, right? We just
That's
have to
right.
vote.
Is there any further discussion on it? Okay. Proceed to vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Cato.
Okay, thank you. All right, I see no notices nor hearings, so we will move on to the consent agenda.
Move to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Okay, so moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda. Is there any further discussion on any of the items? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Ditto.
Thank you. Next, we have appropriations ordinance number 3830.
Move to approve appropriation ordinance 3830 in the amount of $195,551.70.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Roll call?
Snellings,
Yes.
Ferris,
Yes.
Barons,
Yes.
Keating,
Yes.
Bikeman,
Yes.
Schrader,
Yes.
Braham,
Yes.
Brackey.
Yes.
Ditto.
Thank you. Now we will have the city administrator report. Josh?
So on Wednesday, there will be a group of K-State School of Architecture students who will be coming into town to take a tour of the town and to work on a project for their class. They're helping us redesign a couple things. This is separate from what happened a few years ago, since this is the School of Architecture instead of the urban planning. And then also tomorrow, weather and oil permitting, we should be starting on the seal route for the second route. So, and I do have that list if anybody wants to know.
I'm guessing 14th is on there, I saw him.
Okay, so 14th from North to Jenkins, if they're able to complete everything else first and they have leftover, that's where they would be going.
I saw him putting out the green
Okay.
letterheads on it.
Yeah.
Around the emergency room again, finishing
Yeah.
up by the hospital.
Start. So, well, that's all.
That's all you have?
Yeah.
Okay. I know you sent out the Kester, CJD Kester House RFPs for review. What is our next step on that?
We need a few dates. That way I can get those dates to the groups. That way they can present to us at a special meeting then.
We're gonna have a special meeting for that?
Yeah, yep. And then it has been requested that they present on either different dates or very much different times. I don't know if the rest of the council is agreeable to that, or if you would all prefer them on the same day. That way it's,
I feel like if it makes them more comfortable being separate, then we should probably respect that and do it separately.
I think separate times, but not necessarily
Right.
separate days. I think it's
Okay, which
easier
is fine,
to block
but
out a
not
night and then have a gap.
okay.
Well, and I think that it's important that it needs to be separate because, the one group definitely wanted some confidentiality and we need to respect that, so.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
So these will still be open meetings, but yeah.
Two separate meetings. Open, but two different groups.
We'll figure out how
Yeah.
to, exactly schedule it out, but yeah.
Articulate that? Okay.
Yep, so I need 3 dates, I'd say.
Could you do that on Teams?
Nice try, Jeff.
It's not informational, it's not
Maybe
official.
up until the 18th of October would be the latest we'd probably want to do it. I mean, we can go later, but it'd be nice to really get the conversation going with them.
Yeah.
I'd just get it done, get it out of the way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we leave the 10th and come back.
Oh, I guess
When are you?
I will be gone the 20th through the 25th.
And you'll be gone the 10th through the 12th
Yep.
too.
What about next Monday?
That's what I'm,
Council meeting night.
I got a meeting at 5:30, but
But we could follow after.
usually an hour.
30?
I could do next Monday night.
Could you do 6:30, that late?
6:30 work for you, Laurie?
We have a council meeting on my birthday too.
6:30 and the other one.
Does that work for everybody?
So the 16th.
I said it's my birthday. I didn't want to.
Well, happy
Well, we'll have
birthday.
cake.
Come on down.
Yeah.
Bring me a cake.
Lori will make a cake.
I'm not making it, I'll go buy one somewhere. Okay, city council, 6:30 next
No,
Monday.
it's next Monday.
The 16th.
Okay, if I'm a
Okay,
few
and
minutes
then
late, I might
maybe
be- I might be a
2
few
other
minutes late.
days, that way if they're not available on that date.
I have absolutely, literally nothing at this point that whole first week in October. I know that sounds like a ways out, but if you're gone
Well, we're
And
all,
I'm free
next
that
week,
first
and then
week of
you're gone the
October.
next week,
Yep.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
So let's try the 16th, if not, you think the first week of October?
We go September 30th, it's another
That's a Monday again.
Monday again.
I cannot do that one.
Okay.
Sorry.
But do you work on October 1st, that Tuesday?
I can't, that's far enough out that I
That
can.
you could get it?
Yeah, you know, it's far enough out
First or
that I
second?
can figure something
I
Anybody
out.
can't do
else?
it on the 1st.
Can't do it
Not
on
on
the
the
1st? How
first?
about October 2nd? That's a Wednesday.
I can do it on
I
Wednesday.
could do that.
Yeah.
So use that as the other date, October
What time?
2nd, which is a Wednesday, okay?
Would you prefer starting as soon as possible, 5:30, or would you prefer it?
I'd prefer 5:30.
Okay.
And were you gonna bring them both in the same day and maybe leave a
I think that'll be
15-minute
the
break in
decent
between?
Same day, 10.
I'd say,
An hour apiece?
so 5:30 and then give them maybe 45 minutes per, and maybe 15 to
Yep, that sounds good.
30 minutes in between, yeah,
So 5:30 and 6:30.
basically.
Or else 6:30 and 7:30, if we do it on the
On Monday,
16th.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, my
Does that
thing
get
tells
too
me I
late?
gotta go to bed at 8.
Well, me too. And you live closer than I do.
Grandpa.
So we did the 16th and
And the 2nd.
I'm not putting it on my calendar until I have a for sure date,
I have,
because then I won't delete the other one.
But then we'll just see you again.
Yeah, then I'll just show up.
You gotta do what I do, put a question mark behind it, so you're like, doubt it. All right, good deal. Thank you. Standing committee reports. Do we have any I don't think we had any committee meetings since the last council meeting.
We should go ahead and schedule the police and fire committee meeting.
Okay.
For the fireworks?
We don't
Fireworks.
have specific time frame that she will be back or
It has to be
available.
after the 20th. So
So-
it'd be that 23rd through the,
So I was thinking the first week of October if possible. And that is Chris, Bree, and Colleen.
Colleen.
And we'll also be talking about animal control. And then, was there another thing, Cindy?
I can't think of anything right now, but not on police and fire. Which is fireworks and animal control.
So if we're able to schedule the talks on the 16th, do you guys want to use the October 2nd date?
Sure,
Yeah, since it's already blocked out, hopefully, for a lot of people.
I can make pretty much anything work.
Okay.
And then do you want a backup date, or?
I'd say you guys just work it out.
Yeah,
You'll figure out
whenever
a
we
date
can.
the three of you can
Sounds good.
make it work.
make it work, so.
just not on a
Make sure that-
Tuesday,
You would
Chief
prefer
Simpson down
Monday
too.
or, no,
just not on Tuesday.
okay.
That we could move them to the daytime hours. Yeah, because you guys, but not Chris. Chris works till 8 at night. I don't know what time we're gonna get you scheduled.
If we need a daytime hour, I can make it.
Okay. Might be easier for
Yeah.
chief then.
Yeah.
I don't know when you, yeah.
Okay. Do we need any other committee meetings? Cemetery Parks, Water Sewer?
Were you wanting,
That water sewer, yeah.
To discuss, connections? Is there anything else that would need to be discussed at the water sewer?
Yeah, I thought there was something else.
Off the top of my head.
we're waiting on a revised report from Carl, so.
Right, yeah, the water.
And quite honestly, we need a revised report and the committee should review that very heavily
Yeah,
and
that's
give a
what it was.
recommendation to,
Oh, okay, so if we could get the rate.
but if we had it,
Study back.
Are we
Yeah.
expecting it any day?
I will ask him to get
That's
an
what the
exact
other-
date,
that's
but,
what the other-
yeah.
And then we can schedule, yeah,
And
and
then-
make that meeting count.
do we need to have any follow-up on the Nortis storm sewer thing?
Not at this
Or are
moment.
we good to go there?
Yeah, we're still waiting from CEF.
Okay. Guess we'll hold on when that is at this time, so you find out about when we can get that rate, the amended rate study numbers back.
So you want the meeting pending still?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd say pending until we get that, since it's not a panic.
Well, he said he could get it fairly quickly. I
Yeah.
thought.
Well, then we found some other things that he needed to fix, so, which would take a bit longer. So, I think now it's been at least a week since we notified him about those, so.
All right, any need for any other committee meetings? Okay.
We have the thing on the back, the unresolved items.
Yeah. I was gonna bring that up during my comments, but we can, by golly, do it now if you'd like.
I don't know if any of those need committee meetings or not, so.
Well, that's a good call out.
Well, we got
The
several of them
connections.
knocked out with,
Yeah.
Fireworks and animal control and water
Yeah.
study.
Yeah,
only thing is the condemnation on 205 Calhoun.
And Aaron came in and he's working on it. He just needed all the details again, because he said a different owner does not change the condemnation, which it says that right in our ordinance, a different owner doesn't change your condemnation, so.
it doesn't wash it away, it's still.
No, it's still condemned.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. Once it's condemned, no one's supposed to be living there until it's fixed.
Okay.
So he is working on it, and he should be at the next meeting.
Yep. And, item number 1, 12th Road, you're working on maybe what, a cost sharing project on
Yeah,
that?
I'm applying for a cost share with 11th and then 12th Road.
Okay.
So.
And hopefully we get somewhere on that soon, so we can get 11th wrapped and on to 12th sooner rather than later. All right, I see no appointments or wage terminations. City attorney's not here. Does anybody have a need for an executive session? Okay,
No, and what I would say about that is it's been great with the current council and administration that we've avoided that and we can work things out and we're keeping everybody's nose clean.
absolutely. Everybody continue to keep noses clean.
It's so much nicer to have everything transparent.
Yes.
Talk out loud.
Absolutely. All right, council comments. Lori?
So when Mickey was here earlier, I feel like I brought this up not very long ago, of why we have these on the list for so long before they're getting followed up. I know that the guys are busy, but isn't it 14 days after the first letter?
10, if it's weeks,
Okay.
if it's
10
weeks.
days, and we are almost a month and a half out, so 7?
I don't know which place you're talking about.
The 1411 was.
1411
July.
was, no,
Grass.
oh, yeah,
If it-
7/29.
And
And if they may have mowed it, if it's just the mowing, and then that's why he's saying it's tall again, because it's been 6 feet tall, he said, or something.
But we have action taken, mowed, still trash and untagged. So
The trash.
10 days after it got followed up, and then we never took care of the issue.
My suspicion is that some things ruminate on that spreadsheet, and then they get kind of a new date, like they get a shelf life extension. And that's why I wish we had it set up where it was like, in that, I mean, more columns with
Anything
like
that's
every.
weeds is, once it's on there, we can go mow it anytime.
But what I'm
That one we have to keep, so it can't come off.
What I'd like to see is a column on there that was like previous incident or whatever, so it says, well, look, last year we had it. Or
Oh,
look, we've been
yeah.
having this go on for 10 years, because
Yeah.
there are places on there that have been.
Most of them are, that are on there.
So
have been there for
we
years.
just have to rely on our memory. So it'd be nice, I think, to have that as another column too, like number of previous incidences in the past 2 years or 5 years or whatever. So it'd be easier to identify repeat offenders.
If we just more email that every time, because what you're talking about is more, it's an extended.
But I'd like to see, to me, and
Worksheet
I'm speaking for me, if I saw it, okay, it was sent in July, but didn't we tell them, make them clean up a year ago? It'd be nice to see, oh, we did. And so it's, because I think that would inform our decisions. Like, you're giving, I personally don't think you give as much grace to somebody who's been doing the same blessed thing every year for 5 years. Does that make sense? I think it's a little different if it's a unique circumstance or a new issue, but like Mickey said, and I've been by there enough times to know, this is didn't just happen in July.
Yeah, it's pretty normal.
So, I mean, it's hard, I think it'd be easier for us to track long-term, but that's just my 2 cents.
But every year we have to send a new one.
I know, that's correct.
I would comment though, since I've been on council, that list is a lot smaller than it has been.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I would commend the current administration on
Yeah.
staying on top of it.
I agree.
It's not stapled pages together like we.
Yeah, we don't have several pages.
It's a front back only.
There is one on here that says pending council, 410 Carolina Street. Has auto ×2 on it.
That might be the one that
I think,
we've
know which house
done the
that is.
vehicle, have we not, and we're waiting to take it?
what was the address on that?
Clean up yard and vehicle removal.
410 Carolina. There was a camper parked in the
It
street
still
there
is.
with hookups. Is
Still
it back?
is.
I thought it left. Okay.
So it
Now-
say-
oh,
it
no,
says
it did not
pending
leave.
council, so what does that mean? Do we need a vote?
It went
We'll
from,
check it in on it. I don't know.
it went from over here to over here, then the truck was here, and you couldn't hardly get one vehicle through, let alone two on the street.
Is that on Timber Creek Drive? Because that's kind of the way it is out there.
That's because you have too many toys, Jeff.
No, I don't.
Okay. Anything else, Lori?
Yes, I have one more thing. Okay, I work with the public, so I just want the public to know, I don't get on Facebook. So if there's a concern or you have questions about something, come to the meeting, because I don't get on Facebook to read all the posts, all the comments. So 97% of the time, I have no idea what they're talking about. So I keep telling these people, come to the council meetings. If it's that big of an issue, come talk to the council about it. So I'm just throwing that out there. Just come to the council meetings.
And I think most of the council members here have that mindset. The more people that are sitting out there in those seats, the better we can do our jobs and make decisions and make those positive changes that everyone wants. Honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of people reach out and they're like, well, I'm sorry to bother you. And it's like, no, we know what we signed up for. Bother us,
You know,
bother us in person,
I'm
bother
not
us
saying that.
online.
I'm just saying, you
Yeah.
know, like when I had the
I
lady
know.
about an issue that was on Concerned Citizens the other day in the wagon wheel. And it's like, we'd really like to do this. All right, then come to council and talk to council about it. I can't stand in the wagon wheel and tell you that it's okay to do that.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't have that authority. So
I tell
you need to come before council.
Is that the stoplight at 11th Road?
No.
Chickens.
Yes.
Oh,
No, I pay enough attention to see these discussions.
I know.
But no, I agree. So whenever anybody has an issue, I'm like, look, this is the kind of thing, come talk to council. We'll be
Yeah.
happy to hear from you. We'll be happy to talk to you about it. Bring it. I'm like, bring it to council. I'm like, if you bring some friends, it's great. It's a good time.
If you can't make it to the meeting, come talk to Josh or Cindy.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So.
Yeah, because we really
Like
can't
you're
fix
gonna get-
anything if they don't bring it
You're
to
gonna
us.
get more done by coming and talking to all of us than you are by making Facebook posts
Facebook,
about it.
right. Because not all of us read
And you
Facebook.
see,
I don't.
based on the amount of talk around some of these subjects that get brought up and the number of likes and all that stuff, you're like, okay, well, they could bring 30 people. So why,
Just come
to
to
bring 30
council.
people, it'd be
We're
great.
not terrible people.
No, and
And usually they need to start in City Hall if they really have something that's wrong.
Yeah.
We have to,
So yeah, just come to
If you're-
council meetings
if
and
you're-
chat with
yes.
us.
Yes, we're happy to talk to anybody who comes in here and wants to talk to us.
And sometimes they just, they complain about they're just speculating on something. They're not really,
Yeah,
don't know the facts.
but basically, yeah, happy to answer questions.
Yeah.
I just kind of think I speak for everyone when I say, if you don't know, you'll find out for them. I mean,
Sure,
that's what we're here for.
100%.
We're here to serve the public, so.
That's all I got.
That's all you
I'm
got?
done.
Yeah, Sheree?
Sterling Clerk was asking if we've made any decisions on letting them shoot off the booms at the games, the ball games.
I thought we
it
already
was
did.
approved at that meeting.
Oh, he said, oh, okay. No, he was asking me the other day.
Yeah, we approved it.
Because I saw that he was looking for people to pay to
yeah,
do it now.
yeah.
Okay.
That's in the
Well, he acted
email we
like
got.
nothing had been done with it,
Yeah.
and
In the email we got from Wayne, they were asking $50 for,
A quarter,
and then 150 for the whole game, and they were,
100 for a half. Yep.
yeah.
Feel free to sponsor everybody.
And does that money go to?
Alumni Association.
Yeah.
Going towards scholarships and stuff like that.
Okay, great.
I'll let him know.
Good deal. Anything else?
No.
Colleen?
On Facebook, on Concerned Citizens, somebody was asking about the lights why we never put lights on 11th Street, 11th Road. And what was somebody said, well, talk to the sheriff, they got the,
Oh, the traffic light, yeah.
they got the, stoplights in the city, and Tim Ackerman got on there and
Not
said,
me.
no, not me. But
Access
what-
management said that we did not need them there, they did not merit
I
them.
think they've done a study like 2 or 3 times.
They have
now.
done
Have,
that.
I don't,
That is
not
correct.
recently, I don't think, the last.
Well,
2 years.
It was,
When was the last time they did it? When was the last time they did
Well,
a traffic study?
but we have to pay for the lights, don't we?
and the traffic study.
Yeah.
yeah, the
Unless you go
last,
like through a safe, what is, like the safe driving
There
grant,
could be
something.
the safe.
It wouldn't
route
hurt to
for
look
all.
into it, see, again.
But that's what they told us last time, that there weren't enough accidents there.
and I think part of the conversation around it on Facebook was because there's a lot of pedestrians that also cross there. As a pedestrian who crosses there, it is very difficult to get across, not even mentioning vehicles. I think historically, part of KDOT's theory was there have been a lot of accidents in the area, but what they consider the radius of that intersection is not what we might consider. There's been accidents where people hit and went in the ditch to the east, but they were coming out of the intersection, but KDOT's like, no, that's not in the intersection.
You're right.
Yeah, you're slicing it kind of strange there to me,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's been,
Gray line.
yeah.
I
There-
know it's busy there. It's
There is
crazy.
logic to it.
But somebody told me that, of course, I don't even have Facebook. Somebody told me that post was somebody talking about trying to go out running at 3:30. I mean, there's certain times of the day you
Right.
just don't go
Right.
do those activities.
You don't even go up the highway at 3:30.
We do have a trail that we encourage people to use that stops right there. And that is a long ways across. If you're not gonna sprint it, you've gotta have a pretty good gap because it's basically 4 lanes wide because it's wide on both sides for radiuses, et cetera. So, I mean, I agree that if it's not a light, it might be nice to have maybe some more marking. I don't know what we can do to that, or signage or something that wouldn't take a study to do. I don't know if KDOT would allow us.
Can even put
Can you slow traffic down through
I
there?
don't.
That's what, I mean, or even
I don't know how that works.
I know there's been a lot of people who tell me they really like the pedestrian, I know some people don't, the pedestrian activated signals on South 10th because they aren't on all the time.
Yeah, you're.
But when they're on, that's why they catch your eye, because when they're on, they really jump out at you.
But getting large equipment through town is very difficult, and pushing snow is very difficult.
It might be worth looking
But,
at the Kansas City.
You know, I'd
Streets
move a lot of
program.
snow and equipment to save a life, so. I mean, it's just something we can explore. I think this, street committee, we can, work on it going forward. There's a lot of access issues. But I agree. I mean, I've witnessed it myself. It's not easy. You really have to get on it, even in a vehicle. And cars coming from the east or from the west, a lot of times are going faster than you think, and they crest by Tractor Supply, and they can be on you pretty quick. And it's just pulling out Tractor Supply is the same thing, so.
Well, that's a bad intersection.
Yeah, that whole area, I mean, I think that intersection was improved before I was on council. Kevin, maybe you were, but I don't know that we maybe could have done that a little differently, but that's a lot of Monday morning quarterbacking, so.
But looking into an option to do something there would be a good.
They told us we can put one there, but we have to pay for it.
No, I know, but, I mean, to Jeff's
Well,
point,
and-
like safe streets.
And to be fair, I think our traffic lights in general are a lot better than the last time we seriously discussed it. I mean, because they're sensor driven rather than just cycling.
Or synchronized.
Because, yeah, it's just a cycling one would not make any sense there whatsoever.
So do you remember what the dollar figure was, that if we paid for it? I thought it was
Over
over.
40,000.
No, it was 110.
That's what I thought,
And
it
it
was
was-
over
and
100.
I-
Yeah, that was a
Yeah.
long time ago,
And it's
so
probably
it-
3 times that.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least.
I was trying to think, what was Hiawatha? They were trying to get one and they wanted to know. Yeah, I thought theirs was
remember off the top of my head,
300,000
yeah.
because they were telling them they had to put
Where?
one in over there.
Hiawatha.
Was 320?
Just lately, they
It's
were.
on the north-south street there by
Yeah.
Sonic. Yeah, it's a thing.
For the study or for the?
No, for the light.
Lights.
Yeah, but we'd have to commission a study. The KDOT would probably want a fresh study before they approve us spending the money. It's a lot of steps.
But you still could look in that Kansas
Yeah.
Safe Streets
Yeah.
program for
Yeah.
rural
If we can get some
Kansas.
funds.
Yeah, I think it's something we need to stay on top of and keep discussing because as that area hopefully continues to develop, I don't see it becoming any less traffic through there. so.
And it's not fatalities, it's accidents, what they're basing it on, so
Yeah.
people need to get that straight.
Yeah. Anything else, Colleen? Jeff?
No, the gravel dash was awesome this weekend. Fun event. Great turnout, I thought. Good for our community.
People,
Beautiful weather.
I've never heard anybody say a bad word about Marysville, only praise when they come to that. People from far-flung places are like, you don't even know how nice it is. And people who were here 20, 30 years ago, and they're like, you know, I thought Marysville might be getting kind of dumpy, but it's really looking nice. Everything looks really good. I'm like, well, I guess thanks. I mean, but I think people feel like we're in the right trajectory, which better than being good is going the right direction.
Chris and I, we chased or sweeped, and we brought 5 or 6 people back, and every one of them were far-fetched from our community, but they were so impressed with the community, the vitality, and the ambiance of the community. So that says a lot for us.
I had a lot of businesses that I talked to after that and even during that said they have to bring more employees on for that weekend for that purpose. So that just goes to show it's bringing that much more business to the local businesses and everything else. So it's honestly a really good thing.
Yeah, and I suspect even a lot of surrounding communities get a little benefit because our park fills up, because the hotels fill up. I mean, we do good for more than just us with events like this. It really showcases what we can do. Anything else, Jeff?
Nope.
Keith?
Nope.
Kevin?
I have nothing tonight, sir.
Two things. One, I apologize to everybody, I wasn't here last meeting. Work has been crazy. I was working, billing and everything, and then I look at the clock, I'm like, is it Monday? And then I called the mayor and said, was there a meeting tonight? Oh crap, what did I miss? So I apologize for that. It was not my intent to miss. And second, speaking of, you were talking about the bike trail at that intersection. I've taken that several times. There's a lot of like loose gravel and stuff on it. Is there any way to maybe
run the sweeper out there?
Sweeper on that?
At the intersection?
Just the whole
on the
trail.
bike.
There's a lot
On
of
11th.
loose rock and stuff. And I know there's a lot of moms that push their strollers and walk, and I see a lot of people even just running the trail, early morning stuff. There's a lot of rocks. I'd hate to see someone twist their ankle or crash their stroller or something. So
Yeah, I'll bring it
It's a
up
good
to
call
Gary.
out. And the corner there at St. Greg's Cemetery, I know they extended the lines at one point, because if you run in the morning especially, you'll see how many people cut that corner right in front of you. It's like you pretty much just expect they're gonna cut the corner. We might have to touch that up again one of these days, because it's
The lines, you
yeah,
said?
at the corner where North Street meets 11th Road. Shows you how many people cut it that the lines are gone already. So.
but it's good to see people are utilizing it.
Absolutely.
It's busy all the time.
Oh, yeah.
all the time.
Especially with weather getting cooler, I think we'll get more and more people using it too, again, so.
That's all I had. Thank you.
Cal?
One thing, it was brought to my attention today by a couple daycares in the area that use Dargett's Park, that some of that pressure-treated lumber that is like a step down to the main slide structure there on the southern end is kind of getting a little outdated, brittle, breaking apart quite a bit. But yeah, if we could maybe just have the guys check the lumber there and see if it can have some sort of update, whether it be more lumber or replace the lumber.
Is that the steps going up to the slide or something?
No, it's kind of, it's actually it's the depression. So from the sidewalk, you go down. And
It's stair-step,
Yeah, it's basically like I think they're like 2x8s or something like that go down to the main slide structure, the main, just a little area there that has the rubber pellets, and I think that they're looking pretty rough. And I went and checked them out, and some of them are split down the middle.
Showing their
breaking in
age.
half. Yep,
Yeah.
they're showing their age, so it was just brought to my
Have
attention.
some scrap Apaton.
What's that?
Scrap Apaton.
Yeah.
It'd be great for that.
Indestructible.
Yeah.
Okay,
So- so
sounds
I
good.
have-
Yeah, I'll bring it to Don.
That's all I have.
Great, thanks. The only thing I had was kind of going back to what Jeff said, it takes a community to put on the event, like they did this weekend. I know in the preamble at the writer meeting, Wayne mentioned, I think they're 280 or I don't know how many volunteers he said. And the people there were like, wait, what? I mean, that is extremely unusual. This isn't a staff. This is a lot of people volunteering. And it's more than just the people who are handing out shirts or drinks or helping rescue people out on the road. It's a lot of people just being friendly, welcoming them into their businesses, saying hi, smiling, understanding that these are some new people that might be driving around pretty slow, looking at squirrels and whatever else. So I think it really is a great opportunity for us to showcase to a bunch of people that might come here for other bike rides and things, but these are people who come here once a year, and that's where they come. That's when they come here. That's the impression they get, is that weekend. And I heard nothing but positive, and a lot of people come because they heard how good it was here. I mean, the ride's good, but they're like, but people say the community's just so fun, the atmosphere, the opportunities for things. So I think it's great that we've been able to do that. And City Crews obviously did a lot of work in helping with everything from tents to barricades to the police escorting. Police escorting riders out, etc. It takes a lot of people to put this together, and it was really, really cool to see how we could pull it off. So just proud of the community. So, anybody have anything else?
Move to adjourn.
Oh,
Is there anything new on the Verizon tower?
I believe it's under construction.
Yeah.
Concrete is curing, by the look of it.
Did they ever give a functional date?
I don't have that.
They're not talking to us, they're just
It'll be
putting
on when
stuff
it's
up.
on. Their signal gets
You
better.
ever try to call them on tech support?
Yeah, I have AT&T now because of,
The concrete is curing.
well, yeah. The one in Hanover's there, but there's no equipment up there.
Yeah.
So this isn't up yet, it's
And we have a new, storm thing,
Yeah.
Storm siren.
pretty much my backyard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, we wanted you to be safe, Jeff.
Yeah, I'm safe.
Does it sit you straight up in bed when it goes off?
No, but the other one in my house was 85 decibels.
Can you from City Hall go, Jeff? Wake up, Jeff.
We actually can.
Don't do that.
You whisper thing. Jeff. All right, does anything else need to come before the council?
Move to adjourn.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting adjourned.